Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. Glad you're here. So you probably wonder why in the intro I was showing you a printing machine working, a 3D printer machine working, when this is a woodworking channel. And it is a woodworking channel. But when I purchased my 3D printer, I didn't think I would be using it as much for things in my shop as I actually am. And this is a typical example here. This is one drawer of organizers that I made on the 3D printer. That's the fourth one that I have completed here for that cabinet. And you'll see that cabinet in a minute. But the cabinet is one that I designed in one of my very first videos, which you can see right up here. And when I got the 3D printer, I thought, well, you know, it's kind of a cool thing to get. And I actually got it with my son for us to make something totally different, other things that have nothing to do with woodworking. But I started finding out that I could use it for woodworking. And for example, I think another video that's up at the top here, if you want to look at, is using them to make pen blanks. And I actually have some new pen blanks that I got to try with the gold color, which I think will look pretty nice. But I also found out that I could make these nice little tray boxes the size that I want and make them fit in those drawers perfectly. And while I did have some dividers, and when I made the cabinet originally, I did make up some dividers and I used different methods, and some worked, some were just horribly bad. But they weren't as good as I'd want them. And the nice thing about making little trays like this is that when you have something in here, you can just slide this out, take it to where you need it, and then bring it back and drop it back in the drawer. And all of them have little tags on them so that I can put labels. And as you can see, they go in the drawers really well. Now, the bad thing about a 3D printer is that it's slow. This is about a month of printing, just printing all day long, right here. And the good thing about it is that you make small trays, you make a little bit larger, you can even make a custom size. Here's one that fits together because my printer can only make it so large, so I have to make two pieces that fit together, and they fit on in the drawer to make a larger tray. At the very bottom are these things here, these little grids, and sometimes, you know, I finally found a way to make it where it's easy to lay them out. In one of the time lapses, you'll see where I'm having a problem figuring out exactly where they should go. But these go on the bottom of the drawer first. And the nice thing about these is that you can lay stuff on top and say, okay, I need 3 by 2 size for that particular thing. Or I need 4 by 4. This is going to have another one that goes on that will actually be a 4 by 4 that will go across there. Now these fit in there and they lock in. So the nice thing is this takes very little room, takes very little printing material too. And when these slap in, they lock in, and when you pull them out, you always have an opening as to exactly where they fit into. So let me show you how I put them all in there. Watch this quick little time lapse putting them together. But before we get on that, please do subscribe and like to the channel. That really helps out the channel a lot. Subscriptions and likes really helps out the channel. I appreciate all of the subscribers so far that are here, and hopefully I will continue to do stuff that you guys like. But let's check out the time lapse and see how quickly they go in the drawers. All right, so as you can see, this is the cabinet that I made a long time ago, and didn't get a chance to watch that video, please do. There are a couple of videos how I put this together. But this is just a Rockler top with a Rockler metal support around here. I just built the cabinet inside and a couple others on the outside. I have a sanding disc cabinet on this side. And these hold all of my tools that I use up on top in this rail system up here. But I always wanted these to be mainly for all the nuts and bolts that I have in the shop and screws. And so this is the last one, and you can see that this is brand new, getting ready. I got to start filling. I have some stuff up here that I'm actually going to start putting in here. This drawer here is one that I've already started working on, and again, getting them all in there is one thing. The next thing you got to do is try and label them all. And I've started labeling some of them, and I just bring a label maker out here and just label whichever ones I want. But I got some maple plugs here. I got some cherry, oak, walnut, different types of, this is bullet catches in this one right here. And the nice thing is that I can take this over to the work table, work on it. You see the opening there, turn it back, it goes right in there. These are actually the drawer dividers that I had in here. These are plastic drawer dividers that I bought a long time ago. I can't even find these anymore. So they'll probably be in there forever. I don't know if I ever use them. Some dowels. These are the various screws that I use in the shop quite a bit. As a matter of fact, I got a lot more up here. So I might be making some bigger boxes for these. And this drawer here has, again, some pocket holes. Screws are going to go along the top. Along the top here, this is going to be my biscuit cutter. These are different handles and stuff that I have when I make up jigs. Double-sided tape here. These are the Rockler bench cookies that I use up here, and then also the attachments which slide in here, which elevate them off the top here. And in the very top drawer here, I got custom-made stuff, and hopefully you can see all that. If not, I'll get some overhead shots of the drawers too. But have pencils, rulers, cutters here, scissors here, marking tools here, tape measure in here. So yeah, I always have extra tape measures. I have one in my apron, my workshop apron, but then have some here is nice. Some fine grit, finished emery boards here, cloths for the lathe over there. Scotch tape, just various things. Marking is a lot of what this is, just all my pencils and things like that they're easy to find. That's what I've been doing the past few months, is just making these for these cabinets. I'm making all of these boxes here, and like I said, each drawer takes about a month and a half to make all of these. And that's, you know, I'm only working during the day. When I wake up, I start it, and I do 2 of these at a time, 2 of these single ones at a time, 2 of these at a time. That takes about 8 hours. These are about 7.5. So it takes some time to do them, but if you got the patience, you can custom make them to the size that you want. Now, a lot of the stuff that I'm doing on the 3D printer, I'm actually using SketchUp, and SketchUp is what I use to make all my plans and my drawings for, like this cabinet here, or for the cabinets that I'm making. So I use SketchUp already, and it allows me to do this type of stuff too for a 3D printer. Now, you can't really get into like artistic stuff. You want to make like model scenery and things like that through there. I don't know, you know, maybe you can do it in SketchUp. I haven't tried that, but I'm just making basic stuff for my shop right now. And something that we purchased that started out has, this is going to be a cool thing to make different things for, has really ended up making a lot of stuff for my shop and helped me organize. And the nice thing about it too is that you can actually make custom stuff to fit certain things. So for example, you know, I have this caliper, I just have it in a drawer right here, but I could actually design something where this fits perfectly in it. So like my Craftsman cabinet over there has all of my wrenches and sockets and things like that. I'll probably end up making some custom stuff, because a lot of the stuff that you try to buy for those cabinets don't really fit well, but now I can make custom stuff to fit exactly what I want. I can make stuff to go on my pegboard so that I know that stuff, is there, and when I pull it off, it's missing, it should go back in there. So that's my idea. Does every shop need a 3D printer? No. I think if I had my choice, I'd get a CNC machinery that would, do some woodworking cutting for me. But those are way more than a printer. A 3D printer that we got, I think, is less than $200. And then $20 per spool of filament, which can do a lot. I think one spool could do just about, well, actually, I think one spool did all of these right here and more. I mean, could have finished this out. So, you can make a lot of stuff with one spool of printing filament, $20. And you could never buy these dividers for $20. But the downside, like I said, it's just the time. It takes some time. So I know this is off topic, not really cabinet making if you tuned in for that. I'm sorry if I confused you there, but I'm glad that you stuck around this long. And hopefully you'll be in the next one, where I promise you relates to woodworking. Thanks for watching.